And we continue the Zodiac Trial. Things are going well. We just fucking killed a guy. And now dog just knocked out dragon. Seriously? This was actually working? Oh, jeez. Man, no matter how many bodies you drag, you never get used to it. You've dragged a lot of bodies. I was a bartender. A lot of people tend to pass out. Oh. And I also used to be a cop. Huh. Anyway, here's your unconscious pack member. I can see that. You got dragon. Well, snake would have been easier, but where's the fun in that? Wow, how were you able to pull off that? Little help from this. Dog held up a metal chain and swung it around in a circle. Strangling something to the point where they pass out. Not so much where they die. It's an art form. Disturbing, but I'm not going to argue with you. Go on then, bring her into that room over there. Dog nodded and proceeded to drag Dragon's body into the nearby room. I followed up my end of the bargain. Going to do the same? Yeah. Tiger, let him go. On it. I felt Tiger's hands, which were on my shoulders, letting go. I had to act like a frantic hostage now. As indignantly as I could, I ran over to Dog. I made sure not to face him. I wouldn't take a close look from him to realize I wasn't Rooster. Luckily, Dog's focus was on Ox, who began to make his way into the room Dragon was knocked out in. He was about to finish the job. Murdering Dragon. Sorry, Dragon. Sorry, Bunny. Snake. It's me or you, I choose me. I knew what I had to do. Start to pull on the rope, beginning to untie it. However, before I could finish, Dog turned over to me. Glad to have you back, Rooster. Now that you're here, mind doing me a favor? Die. Oh shit! Dog cut out the chain he had with both hands and made for my neck. What? I saw my life flashing before my eyes. Quickly, I finished untying the ropes and swung at him with the knife in my pocket. The last minute, he jumped away from my swing. With my cover clearly blown, I pulled off the mask and spit out the rag. What the hell? Oh my gosh, Mouse? What an unexpected twist. What's going on? Ah, just then Ox burst out of the room he was in, injured, knife in hand. Well, looks like he played us like a damn fiddle. After him came a fully awake dragon, sporting a metal pipe and a vengeance. Think you just kill me when I'm asleep? Got news for you, asshole. You can't. Gosh, what is this setup? Oh no. Further down the hall, in the back of the cafeteria, I saw Tiger as well, being attacked. Bunny. So sorry about this, Tiger, but well, you know how it is. No hard feelings? Think you can just take me down just because I'm injured? Huh. I admire the spirit. If you think that's enough to take me down, you're totally out of luck. Through her injuries, Tiger sent some wide swings back at Bunny, keeping him at bay. Still, it was clear that without interference, Bunny would probably be able to outlast Tiger in a fight. Instead of focusing on that, however, I had to deal with Dog, who stood before me with a deadly serious expression. Guess we both planned to double-cross the other. How ironic. What are you on? We just tried to kill your pack member. My pack member? Oh, no. Dog swung his chain at me. I narrowly avoided it hitting my head. It was pretty obvious the whole hostage shtick was a ruse. I admire the creativity of it, but come on. There were a dozen red flags about that whole fishy setup. I'm not a complete rube. You didn't even bite a little? I admire the artistry that went into it. But sorry, it was a hollow attempt. Further down the hallway, Ox tried to fight off Dragon with little luck. Huh, you call yourself a man, and yet that's the best you can fight? How would a wuss like you survive for so long? First of all, I'm still pretty young, all things considered, so it hasn't been so long. Secondly, in case you've missed a few centuries, we're not all a bunch of barbarians anymore. So unlike a sewer rat like yourself, I've never had a need to beat people up. Hey now, Ox. Of course you haven't. Instead of punching people, you call people sewer rats. Yeah, she's got a point. Going to deny it, I won't bother. I've prosecuted dozens of cases for lowlifes like... Jesus, dude. I know how your stories start, and I know how they end. How about I teach you how your story ends right now? Dragon lunged at him with a pipe, but Ox ran away. And not like a little bit. He just started sprinting down the hallway. You little shit, you just want to flee? You're not getting away that easily. Dragon chased him down. I felt a little uncomfortable with that exchange for a few reasons, but I had bigger things to worry about. Dog was still coming at me with his chain. Yeah, same, Mouse. Same. Ox, what the fuck? You don't know anything about Dragon. Even though Dog wasn't exactly a bodybuilder, I couldn't take down a fully grown man with police training on a good day. However, I had a knife. I could just close in the distance. So this is it, huh? You're trying to kill us. To be fair, you kinda killed me. At this point, you're going to die anyways. Why are you going through all this effort, Revenge? Do you really care that much about Dragon's Pack winning? Oh, Mouse. Who said anything about Dragon's Pack winning? He swung once more at me with the chain. This time I was able to completely duck under it. I tried running at him with the momentum I had, but he backed up and shortly swung the chain at me again. I had to quickly stop my approach to prevent him from smacking me across the face. Obviously you're trying to help Dragon's Pack. That's why you told her about our fake hostage plan and why you're trying to kill me now. You want Dragon's Pack to be the last one standing. You misunderstand me. Of course I don't want your pack to live through this. I don't want Dragon's Pack to stay alive either. What do you mean? Monkey's pack's already dead and your pack will soon be as well. Whose pack do you want to win? Nobody's. Fair point. Dog swung again. Another miss. You can't honestly mean that. You're just trying to throw me off my game. Well, it won't work. You obviously don't mean that, because Dragon's team is entirely on track to win. Sure about that? Yeah. Then where's Snake? Oh, what? I wager this round ends in a couple more minutes. I don't think Snake had already entered his action when I met with him. In case there were, strategic differences. And Dragon's group will be in for a rather nasty surprise. You can't be serious. I don't care about this enough to lie. Why on earth would you want that? I'm a bit of a gambler, Mouse. I like to bet on horses from time to time. You know how you win at betting on the horse races? Dog swung the chain over his shoulder. You bet on all of them. Dog swung overhead down at me. I blocked with my right hand, the one holding on to the knife. Hurt like hell, and I dropped the knife to the floor. Dog pulled the chain back. Well, that's the saying, anyways. In actuality, if you do that, you wind up losing money. But that's besides the point. I started to swing the chain again. Couldn't let this go on. I didn't know what was up with Dog, but he was absolutely crazy. I had to beat him here and now. I ran forward, picked the knife up off the floor with my left hand, and backhandedly stabbed him in the gut. Jesus! After all the while, he continued to swing, sending the chain slamming into my side and wrapping to my back. Oh, Jesus. It stung like hell and nearly knocked all my breath away. It didn't completely knock me out. Same couldn't be said for Dog. He fell to the floor, reeling from the stab wound. As his breathing got heavy, it dawned on me what I had just done. I had killed someone. I had killed Dog. I should feel bad. In the moment, there was kind of a lot going on, so I didn't have much time for the guilt thing. Dog, quit being confusing and tell me why on earth you're doing this. Maybe it's a mistake, but this is a cop's instincts. Okay, so you're useless. I walked away from Dog. Does he think we're all guilty of something? It was probably insensitive considering he was literally dying, but hey, aren't we all? In the cafeteria, the fight had solidly shifted to Bunny's advantage. The injuries were catching up with Tiger. It's not over. It is. Please don't make this any harder than it has to be. What, you asking me to just sit down and die? If possible. No. Okay, then. Wait, Bunny! You don't have to do this. I'm sorry, Mouse, but I really do. No, I mean you really don't. You guys have already lost. What are you talking about? Snake is dead. What? How? just trying to deceive me. Buddy, look at me. Look at these eyes. Are these the eyes of a liar? Unlike yours. Can't be. You're just trying to trick me. Really? Then where's Snake right now? Gah. Bunny turned around and quickly ran away. He was likely going to check and see if I was telling the truth or not. After all, it was pretty important. Thank God he listened to reason. Over and help Tiger sit down. Hey, take it easy. Fine, trust me. No, you're not. Come on, sit down. Need some rest. If you insist. Just then, two people ran in. Ox, looking exhausted, trying to put as much distance between himself and Dragon. Dragon, however, wasn't looking tired, and in fact was gaining on him. Dragon, cut it out! Why the hell would I? This bastard needs to die. Fucking... Hell. I'd say you could do it after the game, but you're about to die as well, so shit. I don't disagree. No, he doesn't. I kind of disagree. Dragon, I don't know how to tell you this, but you've already lost. What? How? How in the world? Disbelief. Dog killed Snake. Doesn't intend for anyone to live. Huh. Is that really the best bluff you could come up with? Why on earth would he do something that stupid? I don't know, he's crazy! The only one that's crazy is you, if you think I'm gonna buy that bullshit story. Oops. No, I ain't taking that bait. It's not bait. Just shut up. If I could explain myself any further, Dragon rushed at me. I tried to dodge again, but Dragon was a lot better at this than Dog. Ooh, she clobbered me with a pipe, sending me to the floor. I knew that if I didn't immediately recover, I'd be done for. What was the point? I was done for either way. I was on the floor, she hit me again. I don't know if I was knocked unconscious or if I was killed. I know that in one moment I was there. Next I was gone. I didn't wake up again. 6 of Hearts. Dragon is a raging beast. She can't easily be beat, and she can't easily be reasoned with. Mouse is a good speaker. If she's smart about it, she should be able to talk Dragon down. That's simple enough. Member of your group is already dead. What? What? Fox, for the love of God, don't blow this. She's not going to buy that Dog did this, so I had to sell her a story. I don't believe you. Oh, really? When was the last time you saw a snake? That's... Dragon started to look nervous. He hadn't entered his move for this round when he died. Which means that he's going to be executed this round. That means you're going to be executed this round. So why take us down with you? You're saying I'm going to die too. No, there's no way. Fuck that! Dragon, I realize that. No, fuck that! Dragon stormed away in a rage. No, she didn't storm away. She stormed over to the kitchen. Now, so you serious? Kind of? Actually, Dog killed Snake. What? It's crazy. I'll explain later. Now what's Dragon doing? Dragon was clearly acting strange. She was grabbing a bunch of knives from the kitchen. Then she took one, put it in between the collar and her neck. They barely fit, but yeah, using the thin distance between her neck and the collar, she was able to stuff a knife between the two. Grabbed another knife and repeated the process. The front and the back, to the sides, she stuffed knives all around her neck. It wasn't a pretty sight. This endeavor left her neck with a bunch of cuts, and her breathing was constricted. What's the point of it all? Dragon, what's going on? Fuck you. Like she had nothing to do with us. I guess in a sense she didn't. Right now, her objective had completely shifted from attacking us to whatever she was doing now, surviving. I was confused as to what exactly that was until I heard the television start to speak. because its speaking signaled that the round was over. It signaled that Dragon's execution would be starting. Sure enough, I heard the sound of her collar starting to cut inwards. However, something funny happened. I guess the colors weren't shining examples of sound engineering, because somehow, some way, the knife stuck between Dragon's neck and the collar ran interference. Nothing about the solid steel defense blocking off the encroaching knives caused the mechanics to malfunction, causing all sorts of sounds that shouldn't be coming out of the collar. Was this working? For a bit of time, I stopped hearing sounds coming from the collar, and yet Dragon still stood. Her neck looked like a bloody, constricted mess. Oh, damn! I could hear her breath, as raspy as uneven. Her head looked slightly off color, but she stood. Even execution couldn't take her down. Dragon, the unyielding. Dragon, are you okay? Ox, is she going to be okay? I honestly don't know. Maybe. You can get a medical team here quickly. It's probably possible for her to get out of this unscathed. Now though, Dragon, you should sit down and try not to move much. I don't want to disturb that, delicate situation. We still have at least a round to go before we can get out. Instead of taking Ox's incredibly reasonable situation, Dragon had an alternative plan. You assholes. Think you can kill 6 people? Get away with it? Dragon's voice was raspy in pain, but filled with rage. Dragon? I feel like maybe we should talk about this? Instead, Dragon swung her pipe at me. I blocked it with my left arm. Ow! Fuck! Mouse! I'm fine. I had to do something. What to say? Well... I didn't actually kill Snake. Dog did. Oh, what? Dragon stopped in her tracks. Now we break the truth? I don't know why he did it, but he was babbling about making sure none of us survived if he couldn't. Think about it. I was pretending to be the hostage. When could I have gone all the way to wherever Snake is and kill him? Ox, Tiger, myself, we didn't actually kill anyone from your pack. You still acted against us. That's gang warfare, and you did it first. You tried to kill us first. You still tried to kill us. You tried to kill us first. You know? I had to help Ox and Tiger, too. They didn't deserve any of this. If it was up to me, then maybe I would have given up. That would mean letting them die when they counted on me. That's a line I'm not willing to cross. Dragon glared at me. Raging energy she had seemingly depleted from her. Not fighting anymore, Dragon just stormed off towards a nearby column and leaned against it. It was clear she was low on energy. Frankly, it was a miracle she was alive, even with her makeshift neck shield. If she had exerted herself any further, who knows what would have happened. I turned anxiously to Ox. So, what now? It's over. Next round we'll pass the finish line. Everyone else dead, we can use their tablets to make sure Dog's pack isn't in last place. Then we'll be free. Tiger, who had been resting, walked over to join us. Seriously? Just like that, we can go free? Fun? Doubt anything will be just like that. We are now murderers. On the whole? Yeah, we won. When Ox said that, I started to break down and cry. Mouse, what's wrong? So much had happened in so little time. Now it all starts to settle in. So many deaths. Some I was responsible for. Was I a murderer now? was hard to tell. The way I knew I wouldn't be getting any sleep for weeks to come. Brian had completely driven us against each other. Ultimately myself, Ox, Tiger, and somehow Dragon would survive this game. None of us would really win it. We went to war with one another. As usual, all that was left were mysteries and misery. Ooh. Fitting that that piece of art would be. Dragon finds the grouping whistle, she will use it. Grouping together seems better to her than having individual traitors. Unless the two special personalities are in the same pack, all grouping whistle games look the same. Bloody massacres with casualties on all sides. Lucky, 3 will be able to get out alive. This path ends in an incredibly unfavorable position. Avoid at all costs. I'm really curious if there's a path where we can group up where the two personalities end up in the same group. And if that does happen, how will that change the dynamics of the grouped game? Does the grouped game in itself really put a neat spin on the game and the race in itself? As a motivator for more violence, it was really effective. So holy crap, this route was brutal. Oy vey. For being Dragon's route, I wish we had learned more about Dragon. I feel like we learned more about Dragon herself in Ox's route, but maybe that'll come down other paths. Sort of the same way we're picking up bits and pieces of information about other people in other paths. Like this route, where we found out that Ox is supremely classist. Looks down on all the people he's putting away. Suppose we have a long way to go to get back to the front here. But guess we gotta revisit our choices and see who's got what going on. So right now we're gonna reference the last poll I did, trying to figure out what to do next. Because I typically like to go down just through the options in order of most voted. And that last one we searched with Bunny and Dog instead of Tiger and Dragon. And that got us into Bunny's route. Or rather, Ox's route, technically. Since the focus was more on Kafka's poison and what Ox had to do to survive it. And Ox's role as essentially the patsy and the patsy prosecutor. Ox getting Miles Edgeworth, essentially. And then we stumbled onto Dragon's route by finding the grouping whistle. So, going back to that poll, the searching with Bunny and Dragon won that poll with 38%, but going back to it at 36% was posting a guard for the weapons cache. So we started out, remember this path, we searched with Dragon and Tiger. Got that bit of a hint about Tiger in gym class. Bit of a story tease about Tiger not being filled with gym class. And other context clues, learning that Tiger is possibly either blind or not fully sighted, possibly homeschooled, otherwise didn't have good experiences with gym public school for some reason. And then we found a whole fuck ton of weapons. We decided to lock them up before. Got the snakes route. This time we're going to post a guard. See where that takes us. I think if we have to make a leap of faith, we should just have someone guard the weapons. It's really just the simplest option. Plan with a chain lock and everything almost seems like it would get overly complicated. I have to agree. Well, certainly the chain lock plan is well thought out. It seems little much. If we could just trust one person, then everything should be fine. Well, if that's what the group wants, I'm not going to argue against it. I mean, whatever, get the job done, right? If we are going with the guard plan, I say we should let Tiger be the guard. Hell yeah. I won't let you down. Why do you think it should be her? If someone's going to guard the weapons, it should be someone who can actually guard the weapons, don't you think? If a traitor decides they don't have another option but to resort to violence, we need someone who can properly fight back. Plus, Tiger's been such a team player this whole time that I bet she'd have told us if she had the ambitious or hateful personality. Ah yes, this brought her back to ambitious and hateful, as opposed to victorious and defeated. Of course. I'd never turn my back on you guys. If I had the opportunity, I'd take one of those personalities for whoever has it. Laying it on a little thick, don't you think? I'm for it. Seems like a reasonable enough pick. No need to waste any more time debating it. Hold on, I don't like this one bit. Why do we need a strong guard on patrol? They don't need to be strong, they've got a bunch of weapons. Horse might be tough, but he's not going to beat someone with a gun to his chest. If anything, giving unfiltered access to all the weapons to someone strong is a liability. As if Tiger decides to go rogue, it'll be difficult to stop her. As for her being a trustworthy choice, I don't buy that either. Sure, she might be all smiles on the outside, but that says nothing about whether or not she's willing to fuck us. If anything, the fact that she seems so optimistic just makes me think she's good at feeding bullshit to people. Then who would you have as guard? Isn't it obvious? Me. Me. You? Of course, I'm the only person I can trust not to fuck me. Why would I want anyone else to be guard when they could be a traitor? The fact that half of y'all aren't clamoring to be chosen astounds me. Don't get it twisted, I ain't gonna turn against y'all. I'm not like that. Besides, Tiger's better at fighting things than me. She'd be better to look for the trinkets. She was the one who found the weapons in the first place. I don't know. I don't like letting Dragon be the guard. Excuse me? I'm sorry. Actually, I think Dragon might be a wise choice. I would say she's less likely to be a traitor than Tiger. How do you figure that? If she was, I don't think she could lie about it so easily. Hey, the hell's that supposed to mean? As for Tiger, it's hard to get a read on her, so I'm more uneasy with letting her become guard. Hard to get a read on me? The worst thing we could do right now is devolve into an argument over something so trivial. I'd hardly call giving an arsenal's worth of weapons to someone trivial. How about we just put it to a vote? That sounds fair, right? That seems like it would be for the best. Fine. All in favor of Dragon being the guard, raise your hand. Raise hand? Well. Here we go. Actually, we'll let this be decided by you. I'm calling this off a little early, but it seems to have trended very much in the majority of Dragon being our guard. By a 2-to-1 majority. Pretty much. Yep, 63% to 37% in favor of dragon. So, sorry, Tiger. You were a valuable ally in the last round, but we will raise our hand. I decided to raise my hand. Dragon made a solid point about Tiger being untrustworthy. However, looking around, the only people who also raised their hand were Snake, Dragon, and Horse. Alright, all in favor of me being the guard. Oh, this isn't actually a split. Interesting. Ox, tiger, bunny, sheep, rooster, monkey, dog, and pig all raised their hand. And with a vote of 8 to 4, we'll let Tiger be the guard. Fucking bullshit. That is democracy, I suppose. Thanks to everyone who voted for me. I'll be sure to not forget you. That's a bad sign. Indeed. Regardless, the group was decided. Tiger would be the guard. So what, should I just go up to the closet and chill there until everything's sorted out? Is that really alright? The gym is kind of separate from the rest of the building. If something bad happened, it'd be hard to get other people. How about we move the weapons to the front of the school? There's an office that'd be good to store the weapons in. It's right near the cafeteria, so Tiger won't be too separated from the group. Couldn't we just keep the weapons in the cafeteria? If it was just piled up, an avid trader could make a run for one of the guns and fire. It's best if we put them in a room and have Tiger stand outside it. I like Pig's idea. I looked over there earlier, and it's got a nice vibe. Then we'll go with that. And just like that, we were decided. Tiger, Dragon, and I led the group to the gym. We made sure to take careful stock of everything in the closet before anyone was allowed to touch anything. Then the group carried the items down to the front office Pig talked about. Piled up all the weapons in the back of that room. An inventory was taken to make sure everything was there, and no one had pocketed anything. When all was said and done, we exited the room and Tiger took a seat outside the room. Is this okay, Tiger? Of course, why wouldn't it be? Okay, I just wanted to make sure you were comfortable. I'll be fine. You know, I wonder whose office this is. It says on that sign there, Mrs. Farley's. I saw that. I was wondering what position she had in the school. She was the vice principal. It says it on the same sign. Oh no. Does? Oops. Ah. So what do we do from here? Exactly what we were doing before. Look for minor trinkets. My ox and horse voice are too close. Yeah, my ox voice and my horse voice are way too close. To be fair, it really feels like horse could be ox's bigger, buffer brother. But of course, everyone should be on their guard for anything out of the ordinary. Without weapons, it'd be difficult for a trader to do anything too drastic. For the sake of simplicity, whenever someone finds a minor trinket, come back here and give it to Tiger. Tiger can keep track of our trinket count. When we get to the 12th one, she can tell that person to gather everyone so we can leave. Sounds like a plan, team. No, this doesn't feel right. We're lacking in motivation. What's missing? Ooh, what about a team chant? Please, no, I'm not a fan of music. Not a fan of music? What kind of devil narc are you? We dismiss, Teach? Yes, please, leave. You people are impossible. Not a hopeful message, but at least we were all on the same track. Once again, Ox being a bit hoity-toity. I watched the others all walk away, but I stayed behind. I wanted to talk with Tiger for a bit before beginning my search. Mouse, why aren't you going with the others? You know what? I have a feeling this is Tiger's route. Because this is also the same path where we went with Tiger in the gym. We could ask her about pry into her past a little bit, Viz Ed. This is also the other sort of higher branch where we got our first hint about Tiger's vision problems. Anyway, sorry. I'll get to it. Just wanted to make sure everything was fine here. Why wouldn't it be? Well, you know. You're not secretly planning to kill us all, are you? Mouse! I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. Oh, I'm not. Not gonna kill all you all. I'm offended. Thought you knew me better than that. I mean, I don't. I've known you for maybe like an hour or two. What? I mean, that's not a slight against you. I mean, we literally just haven't spent that much time together. I don't know you that well. Well, let's fix that. What do you want to know? I mean, I didn't mean that in a little factual sense. While we're here, I guess I am kind of curious. You said you were an Olympian? What's the story on that? Great question. I thought going to the Olympics would be a once-in-a-lifetime incredible experience, so I decided to go. I was already pretty good at throwing stuff, so I decided to train for javelin. Ah. Yeah, you got the build for it. I think someone mentioned in the comments a while back that, or at least theorized sprinter, but javelin or shot put would make way more sense, given her build. Then I got really good at javelin. Then I qualified for the Olympics at javelin. Then I competed in the Olympics at javelin. Okay, I think get the picture. Didn't medal, which was a shame, but I like to think that even getting there is an honor. It sure is. Of course it is. But is that all there is to it? There wasn't some grander motivation at play? You just decided, hey, the Olympics are cool one day. Yep. That's how I make a lot of my decisions. You see, I want to live through 200 once-in-a-lifetime moments, so my life is as meaningful as 200 lives. That's weirdly earnest of you. I've still got about 142 moments left. Wow, that's impressive. I don't think that's how meaning in life works. Also, 200? Wouldn't 100 make more sense? Yeah, you know, it's twice as good a goal. Twice as ambitious, perhaps. Same difference. One of those once-in-a-lifetime moments wouldn't be murdering us all, would it? Yeah, you're kidding. Getting kidnapped like this is already a once-in-a-lifetime moment. I can't count that. And killing you all as separate moments. That's double jeopardy. That's your reasoning? That's a part of it. Oh. Well, I should get to searching. You do that. I'll get to garden. You already are. Got me there? Yep. Yeah. Cool. Great. What's that? Okay. Okay, that had been timed. Great. Okay, bye. Assurance is partly made. I left Tiger for the minor trinket search. Having found previous success there, I decided to look on the second floor. Walking down the hallway, I ran into Ox. Oh, Mouse. Ox, have you had any success yet? No, but I'm just getting started. Can't help me look around? I would love to. Where should we look? I was thinking about looking at that office over there. I don't have a better idea, so sure. I walked into the office and began looking for a minor trinket. Say, Ox, can I ask you a question? I prefer if you focused on searching, but if you insist. Do you actually think this plan is going to work? I mean, if two among us are going to try and sabotage it, couldn't things go really bad? I doubt things will go flawlessly. Doesn't mean we should stop trying to work together. Yeah, but what if one of those two, the weird personalities, finds a minor trinket before us? Won't tell Tiger. Down a trinket. That is a real fear. If we're still missing some at round 7 or 8, I think we might have to abandon a few of us. What? It's unlikely the traitors would be able to steal more than 1 or 2, so we'll still mostly get out. If we rule out anyone who actively gave Tiger a trinket, there are pretty good odds we can exclude a traitor. I don't know, that all sounds pretty sketchy to me. I'm not saying it's a good situation. I'm saying your plan has flaws. But Mouse, if you think we can get through this without making some hard choices, I think you're going to wound up being hurt. I'd start steeling yourself for the fallout sooner rather than later. That ox went back to wordlessly searching around the room. What else was there to say? Whether I liked it or not, he was right. Brian's game was inherently cruel. I needed to become cruel with it. Our search bore no result. Now results? The office didn't have any clues whatsoever. Well, that was a waste. I feared this might happen. How would we search through the auditorium next? Seems like a place he'd be inclined to make significant somehow. Sure. Actually, first, how much time do we have left this round? We input our actions now. Good idea. I'll go into a separate classroom. You do it here. Meet up in the auditorium. Gotcha. Ox left the room lit to let me use my tablet. That much thought I chose to run. Now wasn't the time to betray the group. What was I saying? I wasn't going to betray the group. I left to meet Ox in the auditorium. Entering the room, I realized just how big this place was. This was going to be a pain, wasn't it? I think we'll actually find something in here. We search this whole place and we don't. It's going to be a real waste of time. The fact that it's so big means that searching it is all the more worthwhile. Not really, but let's get to it. Yeah, for real questionable logic, dude. We started by walking up to the stage and looking around behind the curtains and on the walls. While it seemed fruitless until Ox called over to me. Hey Mouse, come over here. What is it? Does this look out of place to you? I looked at what he was gesturing to. In the midst of a bunch of papers hung up on random walls that looked to do with scheduling things and procedures, there was a sheet titled Rules to Find Safe. This probably has to do with the race. Something to do with the race. But the clues lead to a trinket. Okay, let's see what they lead to. What? It's an ordered list which oddly started at 0. Alphabet, and there's position in the alphabet plus 4 is a number. What? Okay. Clues were as follows. 0, the number is odd. 1, the letter's position in the alphabet plus 4 is the number. 2, the number isn't 8 or 11. 3, the letter's position in the alphabet times 2 is a lower number than the number. 4, the letter isn't a vowel. 5, the number is less than 10. 6, the letter is A, C, or E. Okay. 7, the letter's position in the alphabet is a lower number than the number. 8, the number is prime. 9, the letter is C. What? In pen, an arrow was drawn from the top of the list to the bottom. What is this about? I'm pretty sure it's referring to the front section of the seats. I noticed earlier the front section is divided into rows A through F. They're numbered from left to right. From the left going 1 to 14. What's weird about this is why there are so many clues to the location. You only need hint 1 and hint 9. Seven and C7, right? Should be row C. And if C's alphabetical position is 3, then it would be column 7. Well then what are we waiting for? Let's go get the save. We should at least see what this is about. We made our way down to the aisles and over to the appropriate seat, and sure enough, hidden below the seat was a miniature safe. We found it! Hold on. Let's not start celebrating until we actually open it. I started to examine the safe and realized that it needed a 4-digit combination to open. As I figured, it wouldn't be that easy. Look, there's a note attached to the top of it. What does it say? Following the arrow, choose the numbers who certainly led to me, while all being useful. What does that mean? Ah, I see. This is a puzzle. It is? Yes. It's to do with that list of hints we got earlier to the safe. Well, it makes sense why there were so many redundant hints. And 10 of them. I thought it was weird how superfluous it seems. Now it makes sense. If I had to guess, this note means we need to choose 4 hints from that list which would lead us to this location perfectly, no guesswork needed. However, all being useful probably means that none of the clues should be superfluous. That is to say, you couldn't remove any of them without being unable to know the location. And follow the arrow probably means that the digits should be inputted in order from 0 to 9. Wow, how'd you figure it all out? I didn't figure anything out, I just interpreted the rules. Maybe, but you were really good at it. It's not entirely like translating arcane legalese. Plus, I'd like to visit escape rooms from time to time. That explains it. We should start trying to solve the puzzle. We should. 4 rules that would lead us to C7, huh? Could the answer be? So 1 and 9 were there. What to do? I really don't know, so we're gonna take a hint. Ox, I'm stuck. Help! I'm stuck too. If I wasn't, I'd have opened the safe myself. At least tell me how you're approaching it. As far as I can tell, the trick is to not give away too much or too little information early on. Some of the hints have to do with the letter, some have to do with the number, and some kind of have to do with both. See what combination of hints will give you either half of the location and what amount of clues. Okay, so we can combine 4 and 6 to get C. The alpha times 2 is a lower number. Three and 7 are the same hint. So we could probably ditch those from the equation? Take a stab and say 4, 5, 6, 8. I mean, there's only going to be one correct solution in the end. 2 hints seem like they say the same thing in a certain context. You're likely either on the wrong track or neither of those clues are used. Got it. This is a puzzle we actually have to solve. Oh, no, I'm not ready for that. Fuck it, let's try and take a guess. 6. Here goes nothing. You know the answer. Maybe? That's not confidence-inspiring. Just let me try. Start to input the code. Maybe it's this? Try inputting a code, but the safe rejected my guess. Damn, I thought I had it. You thought? Look, if you're so smart, why don't you try giving it a go? Maybe I will. Ox leaned over to the code and put in a passcode. This time the safe opened up. Bullshit, no way, nuh-uh. Don't be a sore loser. Just accept that you're no match against an escape room king. Yeah, whatever. Now let's see what's inside. Reach inside and grab another token. It was a familiar shape. A minor trinket. Great, so this wasn't a waste of time. Thank God, it would have sucked if it was something stupid like a gun or whatever. Should we go bring this to Tiger? That is the plan, yes. Let's get going. The two of us left the auditorium and made our way down the stairs. Oh, God! As we started to descend the stairs, I heard 3 gunshots, and after a pause, another one. What the hell was that? Quickly, get down to where Tiger is. Ox urged me to start running, and I was in no position to argue with him. A familiar sense of unease started to rise up in my chest. There was no way this was good. We started going down the hallway to the front entrance when I saw Bunny running towards it from the other side of the hallway. Must have also heard the shots. I rounded the bend and looked at the lobby, only to see a horrifying sight. Tiger! Dragon! Oh shit. The two of them were lying limp on the floor. Tiger was on her side near the office with the metal pipe and the sniper rifle lying by her side. Dragon was face down on the other side of the lobby with a bloody lamp right next to her. This was... No! Quickly, check their statuses. Snake piped up from behind me. When did he get here? Who cared? He was right. I ran forward and started checking on Tiger. I got closer, I saw a bit of blood behind the hair on the back of her head. It wasn't that bad. I had to believe in her. I got down and felt for a pulse. I was so worried that I'd be met with an eerie silence. To my relief, I felt something. Just as I confirmed she was alive, I heard her start to softly moan. She was definitely injured, but she wasn't killed or completely out for the count. On the other side of the room, Ox had been checking out Dragon. I looked over to him with hope. When he met my eyes, he shook his head. Tiger might have survived, but Dragon wasn't so lucky. The race had seen its first casualty. I began to feel sick to my stomach. After the discovery, everyone eventually made their way to the scene of the crime. After all, gunshots weren't exactly something you could avoid. It was a huge, chaotic mess, with people on the verge of tears and shouting at each other. However, cooler minds eventually prevailed. Ox reminded them that this would all be for nothing if the minor trinkets weren't found. While people weren't happy about it, they realized he had a point. And so, without clearing much up, the majority of the group returned to their search for items in this haunted school. The ones left behind were Ox, Tiger, Snake, Bunny, and myself. For my part, I had mostly just stood there, feeling sick the entire time. Luckily, I had kept myself from vomiting. The urge was definitely there. Part of it was pathetic. I was supposed to be a criminal defense lawyer. I couldn't even look at a dead body. Having it happen so suddenly, so close to someone you knew, for the first time, was just a lot at once. Still, I couldn't just stand there forever. Dragon didn't just die of a heart attack. She was murdered. If I did nothing, that would mean letting her murderer run free. That wasn't something I was going to let happen. I stood up from the chair I had been sitting in and walked over to the group. This was a life or death race. I had to run. Where's Tiger? Hey, Mouse, are you alright? Fine, trust me. I think I should be asking you that. Tiger rubbed her eyes and gave a pained smile. But after everyone had arrived, Tiger had woken up. She was in a lot of pain, but it didn't seem like there were any serious injuries. A blow to the head just put her out of commission for a few minutes. You talking about the hit to the back of my head? I'm fine. I've taken worse than this plenty of times. You have? Stop getting off topic. You sure you don't know who did it? I'll tell you what I told you 10 dozen times already. Thought there might be a minor trinket hidden in the nurse's office over there, so I walked over to that front desk. Tried looking in to see if there was anything, but it's not like I was abandoning my post. I was standing right there. And as all of a sudden, in the corner of my eye, I saw someone moving quickly at me from the hallway. I started to turn towards them, but before I could really make a move, the blow to the back of my head, and that was that. Just rushed at me with that metal pipe and knocked me out before I could even realize what was happening. I didn't ask for a recap, I asked who did it. You saw them in the corner of your eye, you had to have at least seen some part of them. I didn't. Maybe I did, but I don't remember it. Look, my head's still kind of messed up from that attack, you know? With an attack like that, it's not unreasonable that her memory would be hazy. Especially at this point. At the point immediately before the hit. Fine. Just want to know who did this. More importantly, what's the damage done? Obviously, besides Dragon. There isn't any. Huh? Tiger still has all the trinkets in her pocket. Even though the sniper was brought out and fired 4 times, all the weapons are present. Seriously? What a lucky break. Indeed. So what should we do now? Maybe crass, but might I suggest nothing? What? Hear me out. I am, perhaps more than anyone, deeply wounded by Dragon's passing. She was a deeply spirited woman. Her impact on the group will not go unnoticed. That the full extent of the law can come down on whoever killed her, I am certain the police will be able to use forensic evidence to get an idea. However, as much as I am an idealist, I am equally a pragmatist. We mourn the dead for the living. Avenging her only does her as much good as it does us. A literal sense of speaking, this isn't that much of a setback. No trinkets were stolen, nor were weapons. True, Tiger was caught off guard and attacked, but after this I'm sure she'll be on high alert, facing the hallway, an unmoving warrior. Perhaps she can even proactively arm herself with a pistol. I see no reason why this horrid assault should disrupt our plans. Hence we should go back to searching for our lifelines, the minor trinkets. Makes sense to me. Hold on. We can't let that happen. Wait, can't? I don't want Tiger guarding the weapons anymore. In fact, I don't entirely feel comfortable with letting her walk free. What? I'll be blunt here. Tiger, I suspect you for the murder of Dragon. Well, this certainly is an interesting turn of events. Do go on. Leaving this lobby, there are 4 main routes you could take. After hearing the gunshots, Mouse and I immediately started rushing down the staircase and got to the crime scene fairly quickly. Bunny ran in from that classroom wing. Snake was running down the hallway that the staircase connected to. The last exit is through the commons. However, there are big windowed doors leading to those commons, and it's quite wide open. When I ran down, I briefly checked that direction and didn't see anyone running away. To sum it up, there shouldn't have been anyone anywhere for the criminal to escape. The killer also didn't take away any weapons or trinkets, even though they are likely someone affected by Brian's 3rd round rule change. With all that in mind, I think there's a reasonable explanation as to who the killer is. A person who didn't, or couldn't, leave the scene. That would be Tiger. That's totally ridiculous! You can't seriously be suspecting me. I'm a victim here. A victim with a very fishy story. And I'm a prosecutor, so... I can't imagine someone getting the jump on you, like you claim they did. It's entirely possible that you faked your injury to divert suspicion. Seriously? Doctor suffered from a serious case of victim blaming right now. You're supposed to be a cop or whatever, right? Prosecutor. Then you should know you can't accuse someone without evidence. Where's your evidence, huh? If you insist. Hawks walked over the dragon's body. Take a look at that lamp. It is majorly bent, and Dragon's skull is practically caved in. It requires a feat of tremendous strength. The only people I could think that could easily pull this off would be Dragon, the victim, and Horse, who has an alibi in the form of sheep. Psh! Haven't you heard of the power of adrenaline? Mother can lift the car to save a baby. Murderer can dent a lamp to kill someone. Shouldn't a cop like you know that? Prosecutor. And yes, some extraordinary thing could happen, but that's the exception, not the rule. Also point out that despite your testimony, Tiger, you were found unconscious on the other side of the lobby. How do you explain that? I don't know. The killer must have moved me for some reason. That still doesn't prove anything. I haven't even shown the most damning thing. He then picked up a form on a clipboard which was sitting on the counter. It would be some sort of sign-out sheet for the students. It had a few bloody flecks on it, written in scrawled letters. Tiger is crazed. What's that? I believe it was Dragon's last scribbles. Being injured, she hurriedly scribbled a message for us. She wasn't able to finish it, however, because she was finished off by a lamp. No way, that can't be right. Face it, Tiger, the evidence is stacked against you. Clearly someone's trying to frame me. To waste your guys' time. Mouse, you believe me, right? Well... what to do? What to do? You tell me. You tell me. Vote in the link in the description. And decide if we trust Tiger or if we don't trust Tiger. Until next time, until then.